Hi everyone and welcome to the MYP Mathematics Category 2 workshop. I am Martin and I'm going to be your facilitator for the duration of that workshop. So the first thing you want to do is to help you navigate through the Moodle platform. So here, if you see on the top left corner, there's a hamburger menu which allows you to hide or to show like the navigation tool, which you also have like here on top where you have like tabs. You can try to just press on it. It's about the same thing, but I prefer here on the left. So if I go to the home page first, this is the first page. What I want you to do on the home page, it doesn't show that I'm on the home page, but here I am. The first thing I want you to do is to go to the coffee corner, and here you can, as many of you have done already, just introduce yourself. So here, each time, here I present myself, but the idea is to do a reply here, and by replying, you can write your answer. Here, I just want to point out that if you press on the advanced option, you are going to have like more options as attaching files. So whenever you have files to attach, you can use the advanced button. The other thing is here, if I press on the show hide advanced buttons, I have other options like that you can see, whether it be bullets, numbers, whatever, okay, including links. So here we do it here. So this is pretty helpful actually, adding images. So you just press on the advanced and then you can say post. When you are going to post, you have 15 minutes in order to change things, to edit your answer. If ever it goes past to that time, then you have to communicate with me and I can do it. Okay, so the first thing here is to present yourself in order for us to know each other. I know it doesn't seem like that, but for 4 weeks we are going to like see each other, and that's why I prefer that you update your profile with your image, and that we are going to see each other and we are going to read what each other have to say, ask questions, answers, and everything. And at the end, we have the feeling of knowing each other. So this can be done in the coffee corner. I'm going back to the home page. The announcements. I am going to post, but I have sent an email as an announcement. So you cannot reply to it directly. You can like take my email address and write to me directly, which you can see, I guess, with the participants, or also if you click on my profile. Okay, but the idea is that if you have a past announcement email that I've sent you, and you don't have to go through your emails to find back, you can just go to the announcement. Also here, the resource library. These are guides which have been updated in April 2021, following the new personal project guide and also the new interdisciplinary teaching and learning guide, okay, which is here. So all of the other guides have been updated accordingly. For each module, I've included the documents which I will also add as attachments to my post. So these are the documents that you are going to need, and sometimes it repeats itself because that means that we are going to use these documents like during the module. You can download the whole folder or you can download one document at a time. So that's an option that you have. If you want, then you can have like a file where everything is already downloaded. Going back to the home page. For the rest, you can like use these things, but I'm not going to insist on that. On the roadmap, it just shows you, when I press on it, it's going to show you like what we're going to do during the next 4 weeks. So that's something which you can read at first, and then you can answer the background knowledge and experience survey, which is a short survey in order for me to better know you and to know your needs. So I'm reading that, of course, in order to adapt like the workshop and to try to see what you need. And perhaps if something is not covered within the workshop, then we might discuss it. within the virtual meetings which we are going to have. So that's something that you can do as well. So you can just answer it. I see that there's already 12 of you that answered it. So thank you. You're really fast. Don't forget that I am not at the same time zone as many of you. So perhaps you are like at night when I record this, but I'm still like at lunchtime. So it's different. Then I'm going to go to module 1. So for those who are like in Asia or anywhere near that, when we say from Wednesday to Tuesday, it's pretty much from Thursday to Wednesday. Okay, and it's okay because with the time zone, it's pretty much the same. And also what you're going to notice perhaps, this is, I have a family which is here with me during the day, and it is the summer vacations. So of course I am trying to like spend time with the family and do things around the house. And then at night when everyone goes to sleep, then I start working for the workshop. So it's not really balanced, but that's basically what I'm doing. So here in module 1, once again, there are the module notes where some explanations and videos are included. So that's the thing that you want to do at the beginning of the week. All of the activities can be accessed, okay? And don't care about the progress, because sometimes it resets, and we are going to have a progression sheet, which I am going to fill about once a day in order to see what you have done so far, okay, to see your progression. I'm not like considering like these percentage, so don't worry. I know that many people realize that sometimes it goes back to 0, and I don't care about that. So the idea is to have the information in order for you to do the learning engagement activities. So when you press on it, there are resources, and then you can go to the activity. So these are the module notes. You see that it was a pop-up window, so you have to allow the pop-up windows. Depending on the browser, it changes, but that's something that you need. You had to enable cookies and also pop-up windows to appear for that site, actually, which is on mpd.org, else it won't work. Then if I go to the first learning engagement activity, I'm going to go through these activities really fast. The idea here is that there are explanations, but I might have detailed or changed some of these because I always do like the initial post. So here, if you press on my post, you are going to have to reply to my post. So that way it's going to follow the chronological order. So here there is a reading which can access directly here, but if it doesn't work, you can just download the file. But remember, within the homepage, it was also the same file within the resource library. But every time, because sometimes these are links that goes to the Program Resource Center, and some of you might not have access, or if you have not logged in, then sometimes the links don't work. So you can basically just download the file. Here, so reply to the post, and in your post, you just have to say your own definition of international mindedness and how you think it can be applied. And step 2, which means later, you have to comment at least 2 of your colleagues' posts. So that's why, even though we are going like 1 week at a time, sometimes like we do our initial, we take the information, we read, then we post something, and then we go back at the end of the week and we reply to what the others have said. So here you see that many of you have already either replied to each other, and you have done that perfectly. So thank you. It's already started for all of you. Not all of you, but for those who have already replied. So then you can go on the bottom and we have access to the next activity. But because we're a large group, which is 22 people, what you are going to be wanting to do, you can just press on the left here and go back to the home page of module 1, and then to go to the next learning engagement activity. So that's what you can do. Everything that you are going to post is going to be available for about 6 months after the online workshop. As you can see, I have like many, even more here. So all of my past workshops, which are still available to me. So this is something that I have. So don't worry about that. And also you are going to see that in first module, it's all about, there's no like really wrong, perhaps some things which might not be in line, but if you are in line with the IB, I'm going to just read it and perhaps summarize it at the end, but I'm going to let you like discover these things. When we are going to be like in the next modules, developing a unit plan and assessments, all of that I'm going to reply to you individually, because everyone has his own like thing that you are going to build. So of course I'm going to spend a lot more time here replying than here, where everyone is thinking about the same thing. So basically, if you have the right idea, I have nothing to say else than perhaps summarize your ideas at the end. So we'll see about that. Then second learning engagement activity, which is same thing. There are information here, but the detailed instructions are going to be within that. So there are like 4 values which are central to the IB programs, all IB programs, which are really, really important. And that comes actually, there is a really, very good like document, which many don't know about, which is what is an IB education. And it is really interesting because it summarizes like the main idea of on what is built the IB. And there are things which are written in that, like approaches to teaching, which are really interesting. Actually, you can download it perhaps to show you really fast. That's the first document that I show to my teachers and principals when there are new staff at our school as a coordinator. So you see here like the elements that are central, it's written here. And then there's something about international mindedness actually, and then of course the IB learner profile, and then the idea of how is built the program, and then the approaches to teaching and learning. We have a lot of many of us like work a lot with the approaches to learning, but are less like aware of the approaches to teaching. So these are the key elements which distinguish with the IB education actually as a teacher, because we're teachers, we have to teach. So what we want to do is to do the approaches to teachers. So it's based on inquiry, on conceptual understanding, developed in local and global context, also focus on effective teamwork and collaboration, which we are going to do actually for the next 4 weeks, and also designed to remove barriers to learning. We'll see that later, and informed by assessment. And of course, approaches to learning. So it's really, really interesting. If you want to take some time to read that, it can help. But there is also another document here that you have, and it's something you have to reply. Because time is running out, for the third one, they are actually like, these are my replies, because they are like 4 standards and practices, the new documents, program standards and practices, which are going to be effective for evaluation, like starting in January, like in 2022. As a visitor, okay, we use these in order to evaluate schools. So everything within the IB philosophy is written there. So we are focusing again with the learning, which is standard 04, and then for each you have something to do. The idea is to go through these and to read and to reply to each other, okay, about that. So I'm gonna let you do that. And same thing always with the IB philosophy, something which represents you as a learner profile. So the idea is to read it. Once again, I've downloaded, I've put in, attached the IB learner profile, and then you can try to find an image, which I reference here, and to write a little sentence that goes pretty fast, and it's always really interesting. So that's basically it for the first week. So what I am going to have is, I cannot show it to you, but there is also in the message a progression sheet. So you just have to click on it, and you're gonna see like X when I know that you've done it, and then I put it in color when I've read it. So take care, have a good week.